teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do.
All right, family. So I'm hoping you all can hear now. I had to go inside my computer and do some things. Can you hear me now? All right. Can you hear me? You can hear the music. Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? Great rising. Somebody said 144 in the chat. Now I can see 195 in the chat. Sound is great. Now can you see me? Oh, good. I don't know how, but thank God, the computer, I had to go inside the computer and turn on the sound. I don't know how it just somehow selectively decided to turn itself off, but it's been a very interesting time podcasting. It's been a very, very challenging, interesting time. There's so many stories I could tell you all, but welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. This is Sunday, January 18th, 2026, and the time is 11:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grand Rising. Yay, you can see me, you can hear me. Welcome. I see my Facebook family. I see my Rumble family, my YouTube family, Twitter family. Thank you all for being here. You can hear now. Okay. Welcome. Oh, thank you. Somebody says thank you for being here too. Grand Rising. Joyous Rising. I know it's a Sunday. Some people might be going to church or headed to church, so I won't be on long. I just want to say thank you so much for all the love you all show each other and the love you've shown me. It's been an interesting time. We've had a couple deaths or transitions going on where, we don't know if people are just checking out, if somebody's taking their lives. We don't know. It's so much. But I put up a post in my membership, not my membership, but my main channel on YouTube, letting you all know that we had a couple of passings that we're dealing with. And there are a lot of unanswered questions. We're waiting for toxicology reports. And it's just been a trying time for a lot of people. COVID was very hard. We lost family members during COVID. And it seemed like right after that, it's just been an escalation of people just exiting, transitioning, transcending, however we put it. And it's taxing on the family. It's taxing on you mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically, spiritually. But we're still here and we're going to keep moving forward. We have to stick together as a family. What's interesting is I put up a short yesterday about how the whole planet had been enslaved. And you have these beings that are not a part of this earth plane that keep creating more beings to come and enslave those of us that are here. So you have slaves of these extraterrestrials that they're creating to enslave the human race. But somehow we survive. I mean, us as a family, all of us, we're still here. And I'm so excited that we're here encouraging each other and supporting each other. But what's happening behind the scenes, family, is that all those entities that were here controlling this earth plane, they are being taken out, annihilated, exited out, told to stand down. They've been taken out through portals. I'm talking about those that are not human, and the humans that have participated in the enslavement of the planet. They're being arrested, and they have been. They're being taken through Guantanamo Bay. Am I saying the word right? There's a guy here, I think his name is Mike, that tells me sometimes I mispronounce words. I get the M's and the N's mixed up. Is it Guantanamo or Guantanamo or Nemo? I don't know what it is, but a lot of these people are being charged with treason, misprision of treason, and worse. So you have a lot of military tribunals that are taking place that people don't know about. And people are saying, if I don't see it, it's not happening. We will see it and we will hear about it. Gitmo. Thank you. That's easier to say. Thank you. These people, just say Gitmo. Okay. They are being dealt with. So even though we don't see the military tribunals, we will. Just like we saw some public hangings before when they were going after and unaliving some of these leaders. And some of you saw some tribunals occur on, what was that? G-Vine, G/Vine. It was G/Vine.net. That was in 2018. I saw some of those military tribunals. I don't know why they took them off, but they did. However, what you are seeing at the forefront, family, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for checking in, family. I appreciate you. I love you so much. Right. Nothing can stop what's happening. Nothing can stop what's happening. Nothing can stop what's coming. But we do see is a regime change where people that were in place, leaders that were in place, are now being shifted out. One of the things we saw recently was President Trump saying he's the acting president of Venezuela. And that's kind of funny. But when you consider that South America, Central America, the Caribbean islands, and Canada, all that was part of Turtle Island, which was a part of America or the Americas, even before Columbus came from Europe. So what we're coming to realize is that Christopher Columbus was likely a Moor. And a lot of these Moors came from North Africa. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. This is my understanding, overstanding. These Moors from North Africa, wherever they came from, many of them weren't, some of them weren't even human, okay? But they planted in North Africa. And we're not saying anything egregious about North Africans. We're just saying Moors, which some people, Moors are people that traverse the waters, whether it's M-U-U-R-S or M-O-O-R-S. They're mooring the shores, traversing the waters. And then they became known as the dark complected people or brown people because the brown people were the original people on the planet, according to what we understand and overstand. So these Moors that were planted themselves in North Africa, many of whom were not human, and then they made it with humans, started enslaving the planet a little by little. And then they, of course, enslaved Europe. And a lot of the original Europeans were brown people. They were dark complected, swarthy people, according to historical records. They created races of beings. And when they created these races of beings, they enslaved them. They enslaved the women. They enslaved the children. They enslaved the men as well. And them, along with Christopher Columbus, worked with the kings and the queens there, who were also dark complected Europeans, to bring, Europeans, the lighter complected, the Caucasian Europeans that they had at first relegated to the Caucasus Mountains. And you all know the story. If you don't, I would just say we should research it on your own, because I'm not here to really, delve into much into history. But they brought Caucasians here to the Americas. And unfortunately, a lot of the Caucasians that came here, they were trying to escape what was going on in Europe. They were being mutilated, investigated, what do you call it? Experimented upon, raped, organs harvested, mistreated. Their children and babies were eaten by the beings that were in Europe. Then they brought them here. They set up colonies here in the Americas and all across the globe, especially we're specifically talking about the Americas. They're just trying to escape what was happening in Europe. And as Obama said, Morocco, the Moroccan Empire, were the first to acknowledge the Europeans, the Caucasian Europeans that came here, as their own nation. So they set up colonies. They had 13 colonies. They may have been 13 bloodlines, I don't know, but they set up 13 colonies. They had their own flag. The red, white, and blue flag was their banner of trade and commerce. They had their own way of doing things, their own laws, laws. But the indigenous people that were here had no say, for the most part, in the Moors bringing people here. But okay, so now that they're here, people are trying to get along. Some of them intermarry. We're like, hey, we're all here. Let's teach each other each other's customs. We're going to teach the Europeans that are here how to deal with our crops. We're going to teach them how to prevent certain diseases, because they're coming from Europe where it's cold to a tropical climate. They don't know how to stave off certain diseases. They don't know how to get along and mine the ground and grow food. So then we're intermixing and we're learning to do business and trade and commerce with each other. Some of us are marrying each other at the same time, or maybe even before then. You had Mongoloids to come here, or people from Asia to cross the Bering Strait to escape what they were dealing with, or what was going on there in Asia. And they came here. They were the squatters on the land. They were the ones that live in teepees, and they were called Native Americans because they were native born. They weren't natural to the Americas like the indigenous, autogenous, aboriginal people here. AB, some come to know that AB means against, but the original meaning, the etymology of AB is not against. It is actually from the origin. It's actually the original, or from. So the aboriginal people, the ones that were from the Americas, that sprung from the soil, were already here. Those are the copper colored races discovered by Europeans when they came here. That's what American, 1828 Webster's definition of American is. The copper colored races discovered here by Europeans, but now applied to Europeans. So you had the autogenous, indigenous, aboriginal people that sprung from the soil that were here. Then you had the Europeans, or the Caucasian people that came here, that the Moors, Christopher Columbus, and those who moored the shores brought here. And then you had the Native Americans, or the squatters, that came from Asia that were escaping, whatever happened over there. They are native born. They're not natural born. They didn't spring from the soil here. They are native born, meaning their bloodline came from somewhere else. So they were called Indians, but they're not the original Indians. They're the Asians. I'm talking about the ones that live in teepees. So you had all these three groups of people. You had the autogenous aboriginal people that sprung from the soil, the copper-colored races found here by Christopher Columbus, or discovered by the Europeans when they came here. Then you had the Europeans that were brought here, who were brought here as slaves. Not only were they brought here as slaves, but then the Moors that brought them from Europe not only brought them and their slaves, but they brought the prisoners here. They brought the undesirables. They brought everybody here to conquer the Aboriginal people here. So once these Moors brought them here, and there was a fight between the Moors, the North Africans that controlled Europe, and you can learn. You look at how the Moors ruled Spain and ruled Europe between 711 and 1492. And then they left Europe and came here in 1492, the same year. Okay. They came here because they were getting kicked out of there, out of Europe. So they came here to enslave and colonize the Americans here, the Aborigines, autogenous people that people erroneously call Black, Negro, colored, whatever. So you have these group of people all trying to survive here in the Americas and making love, having babies, getting married to each other, only for the Moors who had colonized and conquered us here, the Aboriginal autonomous people here, to say, okay, y'all can't get married. We're gonna make that illegal. Right? But now everybody's waking up saying we're not gonna be a slave anymore. We don't care if we came from Europe, we don't care if we came from Asia across the Bering Strait. And some of us lied and said we are the original people. And then some of us just told the truth and said we're Native Americans because we're not from here. Native and natural, two different things. Native, your bloodline came from somewhere else, even though you were born here. Natural born mean your whole bloodline sprung from the soil. Okay. So now you have all these people here trying to get along, doing business and commerce with each other, some making love, some having babies. But the Moors that brought the Europeans here, that caused the war here, are the ones, them and their overlords who are not human, now realizing that the slaves here, whether it's all the human beings here, are rising up. We're waking up and saying we're not going to be slaves anymore. We're waking up saying you're not going to tell us who we can marry, who we can't marry. We're waking up saying we're tired of being controlled. And we realize that the true people, beings that have enslaved us here on our landmass, are actually not even human, some of them. Now, some of them actually made some agreements with humans and the governments. But we're not going to be slaves anymore. And we're not going to allow you all to keep allowing people from all over the world to come here to colonize us. Because the original autogenous people here, classified as Black, are the Aboriginal or the original indigenous people. They're waking up. And they're saying, we realize we're prisoners of war on our own land. And so we have made it with Europeans that the Moors brought here. We made it with the Native Americans. We made some alliances and agreements. And we're saying, okay, no matter how it started, we're not going to allow y'all to keep bringing all these people from all over the world to take our jobs, to take our land, to take our resources, to cause us to fight each other. Because when you keep bringing all these different people here, they bring their gods, they bring their religions, they bring their customs, they bring their ways of life, they bring their violence, they bring their drugs. And at the same time, you have presidents in place all over that's sending their people here, that's flooding our country with all of these drugs. We're tired of it. And they keep trying, I agree, to do it over and over again to allow everybody to come in these borders and send there and bring all their criminals and bring all their drugs and bring all of their behaviors, their gods, their false ways of doing things, their practices of raping women and molesting children and harvesting organs. But Donald Trump is the trump card that source, creator, whomever, the ancestors have allowed to stop that foolishness. He's putting a stop to it. That's why he's saying things like, I'm making myself the acting president of Venezuela once he captured Maduro. What's happening, family, is a regime change. And what I mean, I don't mean just a change from the nefarious government that we've had controlling the Americas, but I mean all of these beings that have controlled all of these countries all over the world, all over the globe, whether they were human or human hybrids mixed with giants and mixed with extraterrestrials, or they were full-blooded draconians, reptilians, unnatural beings to this earth. They're all being told to stand down, and they're all exiting the planet. And now we're shifting back to the natural way of doing things. So we are in a whole new era. We're in the year of 10. right? With 2026, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. 10 represents completeness, it represents unity, and it signifies the end of one phase and the beginning of a new powerful phase. This new powerful phase is a time where everything has to return back to the beginning. We're back to ground zero. Everything has to be turned, and it's not even necessarily being returned back to the original people only. It's being returned back to the way Source created it before all of these beings enslaved humanity. So the whole world, the whole globe, the whole planet now is going to be warm again. It's going to return back to a tropical climate. It's going to return back to people getting along in harmony. It's going to return back to a loving planet. It's going to return back to us using real things like metal instead of paper. We're going to start using gold, silver, palladium, platinum, copper. We're going to start using stones that heal us and help us to ascend. So this year, 10 again represents completeness and unity, and it signifies the end of one phase, the end of enslavement, the end of disharmony, the end of violence, the end of murder, the end of drugs, the end of harvesting souls, the end of pain, the end of all that, and a new beginning, a beginning of wholeness and completeness in this new golden era. So I just wanted to tell you that you're going to hear about different regime changes. So President Trump, as you all know, captured Maduro. Maduro was the president of Venezuela. But as I told you all before, November 19th, 2025, I had a student from Venezuela who told me that Maduro had actually given in to Trump, and that within 30 days, we start hearing news. And 30 days after November 19, 2025, Trump surrounded Venezuela. So my seventh grader student knew what he was talking about. He said that he and his family had come here because they were political refugees from Venezuela who had to flee once Maduro took over. And Maduro was not the rightful leader. And he said, now we're going to be able to go back home. Maduro had actually yielded to Trump. And he said they're going to stage it to make it seem like it wasn't a yield, but it was. And he explained that Maduro would have to stand down. And then what did we hear? We heard recently that President Trump captured Maduro from Venezuela, President of Venezuela, and his wife. And the reason for that happening, according to what I understand and overstand, is Maduro was not the rightful leader there. The military was protecting him because, you know, you take an oath, but the military were working for Maduro. But once they realized that he had yielded to Trump and his time was over, they would have killed him. They would have taken him out because remember, even though the military fights for God, for country, right? For peace, whatever. That's what they say. But they don't realize that God, according to these beings in power, is gold, oil, and drugs. So they're thinking, I'm fighting for God, for the supreme being. I'm fighting for the unity of our country. But really, God, for these people in power, is gold, oil, and drugs. And that's what they've been doing. They've been fighting over the gold all over the globe. They've been fighting for the oil, which is really, some people say, the blood of the dragons or the blood of giants. So we're going to stop using oil even. We don't need oil. We're going to stop using oil because we don't need it. These beings have been using oil when the earth already has something natural. We got solar power. We got the sun. We're returning back to the way it should have been. Gold, fighting over gold, because these entities that are controlling the world wanted gold, not just for the monetary value, but because gold raises the frequencies of the beings that are on the planet. If you take all the gold and you tell them they have to give up the gold to the banks, why do you think they set up the banks? Because they're a part of the nefarious order of things in admiralty and maritime law. So we're going to have them to turn over all the gold because gold helps them to ascend. Gold helps them to activate their pineal gland. Gold activates the heart chakra where they start to love each other. Gold heals, gold cures. We cannot let these beings have gold. They have gold receptors in their brain. They have silver receptors in their body, so that if they get sick and they use gold and silver tools or just put it on their body and adorn themselves with it, they will heal themselves, cure themselves. They can fly again. This is how powerful these precious metals are. Why do you think they call it precious? It's not just money. It literally helps you to ascend to a God state of being. That's why kings, priests, queens, pharaohs used gold and silver. So they're fighting over the gold. They're fighting over the oil, which is the blood of some ancient beings. And they're flooding us with drugs as well as religion to keep us sedated. So all the military think they're fighting over God, and they have us saying God because that's a low vibrational frequency. We don't know source. We don't realize that source is energy. It can't be encapsulated in a body. Source is energy. In the beginning, there just was, and everything comes from source. We all have source. Every living, breathing thing has source in it. Whether you're an animal, a human, an insect, is sentient. So the military all over the globe think they're fighting for a God when they don't realize that what these people call God is gold, oil, and drugs. And some say guns, oil, and drugs. So they tell the military you're fighting for God when really they're fighting for gold, oil, and drugs, and flooding humanity, the whole globe with it, with drugs and religion to keep us sedated, to keep us looking outside of ourselves, calling on a God frequency. They're casting spells on us. We don't know source's name. Some of you might. Whatever source's name is for you, that your bloodline would have taught you that, your ancestry would have taught you that, but we don't know because these beings that flooded us with religion gave us a name for a God. And some cultures have many gods, but they told you can't have more than one God. And they told you can only have one God. And they told you its name was God so that you can say out of your mouth, God. And I can say out of my mouth, God, not realizing that they're talking about their God, which is gold, oil, and drugs. I hope I'm making sense. But the military has sworn an oath really to protect the people. Now, on one hand, they're fighting for God, for country, for freedom. But they swore an oath to protect the people. And the minute they realize and wake up that their leader no longer has power to hurt them, who you think they're going to really stand up for? A leader that's enslaved their whole country, or the people, their wives, their children, their mamas, their daddies, their grandparents, their ancestors? So when Maduro realized his time was up, he didn't tell anybody, because the military would have unalived him, his wife, his children, his whole bloodline. That really happens. So they had to stage him yielding to Trump. They had to stage Trump capturing him. And in that way, President Donald Trump can get all the details and all the secrets from him, and how Maduro flooded this nation with drugs and fentanyl. But he didn't really just succeed to Trump, because the Trump character, that's an office. That's a mask this being is wearing. Whoever this being is, this Trump character is not the Donald Trump, allegedly, that we knew of in the 1980s, because many sources have said the real one passed in 1989. Whether you believe it or not, or I believe it or not, it's not really relevant, because the Trump character, the avatar, is doing its job with the military backing, source, creator, and remember the ancestors. We've gone through many resets where humanity's been wiped out on this globe. Oh, okay. I'm getting messages. We have had many resets. And when these beings enslaved the planet, they unalive many of us, of the ancestors. Remember the deluge, the flood? That came from beings that are not human. And they told you it was God. But what God was it? Which God? Was it source? Was it creator? No, it might have been a creator of certain beings, but it wasn't source. The deluge, the flood that took out everybody in Genesis. We've had many of those, whether it's floods, nuclear weapons, or advanced technology that these beings have used to unalive us to do a whole reset. I'm sorry, family. 1 minute. 1 minute. It's a good friend of mine. So they've had many resets, and then some of the giants or the Nephilim and other beings have helped humans escape those different resets, and they have moved beyond the ice walls to a place where a lot of the ancestors live, called the Ancestral Republic. And in the Ancestral Republic, they have libraries of all the different human resets that we've had and all the different types of humans that have been on this globe. Some of them have come back to help fight this war to do a whole regime change. So what you're seeing is a shifting of power where the old nefarious beings are being wiped out, and all of their human hybrids and the humans that have worked with them, they're being shifted out of power. And then you're going to have the rightful people, rightful bloodlines to come back into certain seats of these countries. So what you see is President Trump making himself the acting president of Venezuela, because again, South America, Central America, the Caribbean islands, Canada, all of that's a part of Turtle Island. All of this, it was one landmass. You all heard about the Pangea, where there was one landmass and it split apart. Well, it used to be called Turtle Island, and then it split apart. So now that we're in the year of 10, a lot of this is going to like speed up. So you hear Trump taking over Venezuela. He's just bringing it back. Greenland, all that's coming back. Canada, that's coming back. And what's happening in the Middle East? You saw al-Sudani, who came into power in November 2022, be shifted out for Maliki. Maliki is now the new leader there in Iraq. But now they're saying, Maliki might have to step down. All they're doing, family, first of all, they're doing regime changes, and also they're trying to keep the people off their square. They're trying to keep us confused. Who's going to be leader? Who's not going to be the leader? Instead of having us to focus on the fact that the whole earth is shifting back in our favor. And in the meantime, while everything's shifting back in our favor, we should be focusing on how we're going to ascend as a human race. Because remember, I mean, all of us, because remember the Tower of Babylon, the Tower of Babel that was created, where all the people got together and they worked together. And they said, we're going to create this tower. We're going to try to go up as high as we can to go up into the heavens. And then these beings scattered all the people, knocked down the Tower of Babylon or whatever. And it's probably a metaphysical meaning for all that. Confused us with all these different languages. Literally, these are the things that have happened in order to keep us off balance. They don't want us all to work together to figure out how we're going to be in unity so we can come against this mayhem that has occurred, whereby they have flooded us with drugs, with their religions, their gods, sedated us, programmed us to hate each other, gave us racism, sexism, gave us classism. All this stuff has knocked us off our square. They don't want us to unify, but in the year of 10, we are uniting. And we are saying we will be restored back to our rightful place. The rightful people that's supposed to have certain seats are taking over. Bloodlines are coming back and fighting for the rightful seat. Now, I don't know how it's going to look in the end, but I'm telling you what's happening right now. So even in Iraq, you see a lot of confusion happening with who's going to be the leader, who's stepping down, what's happening over here, what's happening in Venezuela. But leaders are being shifted out because the ones that have gone along with their program have to stand down. This is new to a lot of people now, but according to Project Sandman, all nations behind the scenes agreed to stop trading with the dollar, because that is the money or the currency of the nefarious beings that control the planet through their financial system called the Federal Reserve Central Banking System. So they said, we're going to stop trading with the dollar. We're going to use our own local currencies backed by gold. And then we're going to just straight out use silver and gold and natural things for trade until we completely eliminate money. That was an agreement, secret agreement between 209 nations. And the other part of that agreement was world peace. And they said, in order for all of the resources that our nations have to be used to help the people, we're going to have to all get along, and we're going to have to make sure these nefarious beings step out of power. So all this is new to a lot of people that's in the Intel community, that's in the whole RV revaluation of currencies community, but it's not new to a lot of us who've been paying attention. Because I don't know if you are, some of y'all hold the Zimbabwean Zim. A lot of y'all don't know that this person that's controlling Zimbabwe is Mnangagwa. I believe he's the president now. He replaced Mugabe. Mugabe was inaugurated in Zimbabwe in 2013, and he was ousted in 2017. Mugabe was and Mnangagwa took over. And we knew then that they were doing regime shifts. So regime shifts have been going on. We've been paying attention, some of us. So I remember in 2017 when Mugabe was replaced with Mnangagwa, and then shortly thereafter they came up with the gold standard behind the scenes, Zimbabwe, and they started talking about gold. This was 2017 when Mnangagwa took Mugabe's place. Then in 2018, Zimbabwe forged an alliance with China, and they asked not the Communist Party of China, but they asked some Chinese families, allegedly the benevolent ones, to help them mine the gold in Zimbabwe. There was a contractual agreement 2018, as soon as Mugabe was switched out from Mnangagwa. And then shortly thereafter, some of you know they came up most recently, like 2021, I think it was. They started talking about their new gold-backed currency. And then later on, 2023, 2024, they actually unveiled it to the world. And they called it the ZIG, the Zim Gold. So my point is, you're going to see a lot of regime changes. Stay encouraged. Don't get worried about why are these presidents being switched out. They have to switch out the people that were going along with the program to allow drugs to be flooded into the nations and to allow other people from all over the planet to come and usurp authority from people. Because what's happened in America, so you want to talk about the Black people here in America, people have Black fatigue. They're tired of Black people arguing. They're tired of us fighting. They're tired of us complaining. They're tired of us talking about racism. They're tired about the gun and drug violence. They're tired about crime. They're tired about the mass incarceration of Black folks. They're tired about the fighting of women and men that can't stand each other. They're tired. Everybody's just done with Black fatigue. But why do we even have Black fatigue? Because beings in power have allowed so many cultures to come on our land, so many people to take the resources, so many people to take the jobs, so many people to take the gold, so many people to steal our land, so many people to steal our resources, so many people to put in their ideologies and their ways of life and their cultures and their gods and their religions, that now the original people don't even know who they are, what their culture is, where they came from, who their real God or gods are, or superior beings. They don't know that they sprung from the soil. They don't understand why the husband is against the wife. Now, when you flood in the whole nation with all these other cultures, the original men and women can't even mate. They hate each other. Now they prefer others. And they're bringing the false gods of these other nations into the household, and now the people don't get along because you brought the God from Egypt, a God or the fake Egypt over there because Egypt originated here, and you bring in your God and your culture and your way of life from here, and your sexual deviant behaviors, your anal sex, your animal sex, and you're forcing your woman to do this because your woman that you took out of the mountains taught you that this was normal, and now your woman won't do it, and you hate her, and now she hates you because you bringing all these diseases. And you hate the original woman because she aligned herself with the government to take care of her because you was cheating with all these other strange women. When your Bible, if you believe in the Bible, taught you not to be with strange women. And we're not talking about a race. We're talking about people who do not have your cultural way of life. So I can marry whoever I want. I can do whatever I want. But you bringing in other energies and gods and cultures onto your land and in your home, and it's foreign to you. These beings that have enslaved the planet, they know what they're doing. Now, the people in Europe, they don't like all these all the Africans that are there. It is not my concern what's going on with you, but they don't like it, right? But we can't complain about everybody and their mammy and pappy being here. No, it's a problem. It's a problem. So if people come here in America, if they go to Europe, if they go to the Middle East, when you go into somebody else's home and somebody else's homeland and their culture, you're supposed to assimilate. You're literally supposed to. That's what used to happen. When you got married into a family, or maybe you was a servant, your parents might have died or whatever, you became a servant, you were allowed to be grafted into the family. You must assimilate. If you cannot learn the language, get along with the people, respect their religion, respect their gods, their culture, their natural way of doing things, their marital customs, then you must leave the landmass, because you're going to be an enemy to the people, the original peoples on those land masses. It's the same in the Americas. You come into the America, everybody speaking 55,000 different languages, and we're supposed to be okay with that? You scheming on my head. Because if you weren't skimming on my head, you would learn the language. We speak English over here. You would learn the language. You speak whatever you speak in your language. When I went to Ghana, they said, you must learn our behavior. You must learn our language. You must learn our custom, or else we can't trust you. You must learn to eat our foods. But we so arrogant as people, humans, that we can just go to somebody else's landmass and I'm going to speak my own language. I'm going to keep my own customs. I'm going to do whatever I want. And I'm going to marry their people, and I'm going to change them to do what I say I want them to do. It's not right. I know right is relative, but it doesn't cause for cohesion. If you come to the Americas, you must respect the original peoples here. We're not Black. We're not African American. We're not niggas. We're not bees. We're not whores. We're not slaves. You're not a slave. Stop calling yourself a slave. You're not Black. Black is a status that means you have no standing in law. It means you're dead. You're autochthonous. You sprung from the soil. You're original. You have a tribe. What is your tribe? But see, they made us forget all that. No matter where you from, by putting us all in one public school system, public means it's controlled by and funded by the government. And then we get mad that the government is being downsized. The government govern, rule, control, meant the mind. They put us in their schools. They control our minds. They give us a religion. They control our minds. No more. So all these people were allowed to come here and came here on their own, or maybe they were enticed, or they were given privileges, and they want to stay. They planted their roots. Oh, I'm staying. I ain't going back. Not giving 1 ounce of care for the original people. And I don't even blame them. Why should they care? Nobody told them they had to care, but it's not right. So if you're going to be here, Dr. Mama Kia Pruitt is saying either you assimilate and you abide by love, truth, freedom, justice, love, truth, freedom, and peace, or you're going to have to find your way out of here, because President Donald Trump, the character, whomever he is working for we the people. So you're going to see a regime change, not only with presidents being switched out. Some of these presidents that are men are going to be switched out with women, because the return of the matriarchy in a lot of cultures is really a real thing. And behind that, and more importantly, is these beings that have controlled the planet. They have to leave. And the moment we make up our minds and stop calling on beings outside of us and start looking within, realizing that source lives within, and we start going back to our customs, our tribal way of doing things, wearing the gold, wearing the silver, wearing copper, eating more healthy foods from the ground because they're feeding us stuff that's not even natural. When we start doing that, we will have an awakening and we will ascend to our rightful selves. We need to learn to be in the quiet and talk to our highest self. This is what Corona is. Corona means crown, as in gold, as in crown chakra. We're ascending, activating our crown chakra into Christ consciousness. We're raising our consciousness, realizing that we are the gods or the source for whom we've been looking. All this begging, imploring, beseeching, snotting at the altar, I need you, something outside of myself. It works because that's what you believe in. But what if you realize that you can stand up on your own 2 feet and do something yourself? You can change the laws by working at the state level. You can create your own bank. You don't have to be indebted to anybody else. You don't have to beg God for money. What you can do is avail yourself of the opportunities to have real gold and silver right now and create your own bank. We have to stop depending on something outside of ourselves and start doing something ourselves. We have to take responsibility for the decisions we make, for whom we marry, for what we say, what we do, how we spend our money, and for complying to a government that's outside of ourselves. We got to take accountability. Yes, they created a school system to program our children, but we just hand them over willingly. Yes, I understand and understand that that's the way the system is. I had my children in public school before I took them out. My family started a private school, but I had to have an awakening. I chose to have an awakening. Now we know they're programming our kids and our children, they're not kids, they're not goats, in the schools, and we still hand them over. How long are we going to do that? So you see, we're having a whole regime change. Even in Iran, the people there have been going through weeks, now probably months of protesting because they're experiencing a regime change in Iran. Pay attention to these countries that's having regime change. Iran, Iraq, Venezuela, Zimbabwe had one in 2017. Things are happening behind the scenes. And what's interesting is that the Iranian president called on the government to hear the legitimate demands of protesters. That's what happened in Iran. A regime change. And did you know that their currency plummeted? And the people are angry in Iran? I was talking about Iraq. Now I'm talking about Iran. They're protesting over there. They're having a shift in power. When have you ever heard of a president turn around and tell the leaders, what leaders? Because you're supposed to be the leader, to give in to the demands of the people. Iran's president calls on the government to hear legitimate demands of protesters. They're upset because their currency plummets to record lows in Iran. Let me tell you what's going to happen next, because you can prophesy when you study history. Next, you're going to hear that they put somebody in place that's going to be calm, is going to work with President Trump. You're going to start hearing about budget reforms, economic reforms, financial and economic stability. You're going to start hearing about infrastructure development, and you're going to start hearing that their currency is now stabilizing. That's what you're going to hear, because we already heard, those of us in the know, we already know that Iran's currency has already been revalued. How do we know that? Because they started removing the zeros from Iran's currency at the end of last year. But they're telling you the currency hitting an all-time low. Behind the scenes, they already stabilizing the currency in Iran. Trump then said he was going to take off sanctions from Iran. But there's two different realities going on. The people are protesting. The president is telling them, the government, to give in to the people. You got a lot of problems, a lot of rah-rah, a lot of noise. But behind the scene, I'm telling you what they're about to start putting out. Next thing you're going to read, economic reforms, infrastructure development, The Iranian government, they're yielding to Trump. I'm telling you, we already know that's going to happen because they started removing the zeros from Iran's currency months ago. Just like they removed the zeros from Venezuela's currency months ago. People just now talking about, oh, Venezuela's going to be the linchpin. Venezuela's going. We've been saying that. In 2017, some of us had the old Venezuelan currency. But you don't know what you don't know. They've been preparing for a regime change. And now Venezuela's stock market is doing very, very well. So I'm just saying all this to say, family, there's a regime plan taking place. Things are leveling out. I hear somebody, I hear one of my children coming. You can't hear still? You can hear now? So things are taking place where there's a regime plan, family. There is a rise in silver happening right now and gold. So get what you can. Get sterling silver. If you can't get normal silver, get sterling silver. That's 90% silver. Get constitutional silver, or what they erroneously call junk silver. 1 minute. I think my son's trying to come in. Get what you can. Go to the pawn shop. I'm sorry. Go to a pawn shop. Go to a jewelry store. Go to an antique shop. Go to an estate sale. And get you some silver while you can. You can get sterling silver. That's 90% silver. It is real silver. Silverware, silver jewelry, whatever. Get gold. You can get gold bullion. 1 minute, please. So you can get gold bullion. Those are coins. You can get coins. You can get rounds. Thank you. Somebody just sent me a cash up. Thank you so much, Brother Albert. I appreciate you. God bless you. And Chief Mac's in the house. Thank you, Chief Mac. You gave me a blessing. Thank you so much. You sent me a cash app. David sent me something. Sister Vicky sent me something. Sister Eva, Chief Mac again. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I really do. You can get gold backs. Those are gold Arum notes. And get it now. Get what you can. You can get all type of things, and you can get foreign currencies. Chief Mac, do you want to talk about anything? Because you were on last night and you were talking about foreign currencies and how people really needed to get it. So some people might be saying, I want to be free financially, Chief, but they don't know how, because maybe silver, gold, maybe the metals are out of their reach. What should they do? I'm going to send you, Chief Mac, a link, because Chief Mac does have a plug, somebody that he connects people to get currency. And he also knows the currencies that you can get if you just have a couple dollars. We're trying to liberate humanity. We see a regime change take place. I sent you a link, Chief. We know that the time of enslavement, our enslavement, is over. Oh, you're welcome. Somebody says, thank you for the silver you gifted me. You're welcome. It was my great pleasure. The wealth of the wicked is on its way back to we the people. Warning said Travis Air Force Base in California is HQ for chemtrail spraying us and all nature. They're unaliving us. Wow. Eric says Hilver's going to hit 3 digits, then 4 digits. It's technically unlimited. It's technically unlimited in price. Don't sell your silver. And not only is it unlimited in price, but My understanding is there's a high demand on our end, but they haven't even begun to release the technology that they're going to release. The advanced technology that we haven't been able to access because these beings in power that are not human have been holding it back from us. They haven't released that. All of that technology is going to require these metals. But please know, family, everybody's going to be okay. The best thing we can do is to unite in love. Right. Because where we go one, we go all. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no world war, but invisible global trade war for land and water currency resources. Yeah, and they've been fighting over gold, oil, and drugs. It's trying to steal the oil and trading drugs and other things and paying each other with gold and stealing the gold from we the people. Remember, if you read the Sumerian text, Chief Mac, I sent you a link. If you read the ancient Sumerian text, it talks about how the Anunnaki came to planet Earth to take the gold, to mine the gold, and how there were beings here before, before there were beings here called the Igigis that they had mining gold for them. And then the Igigis revolted. And so there were also humans, some type of early humans that were here. So they started enslaving humans to mine the gold. Why did the Anunnaki need the gold? Because they had issues with their plane, wherever they're from. Excuse me. And so the gold actually cured their atmosphere. So they were mining gold, stealing the gold from the beings here to make their plane or their planet whole, which, some people don't know if it's the globe is round or if it's a plane. Aren't planes flat? Depends on which books you read. You hear that we're under a dome right now, and there are lands outside of the ice walls outside of this dome. So you have the Anunnaki that have been coming here for a long time to mine gold, to mine the resources. And so they've been warring for our gold. They've been warring for our organs. They've been trying to figure out what is it about us that's so unique. We just don't realize how much power we have. I have a friend, the friend that just called me. I said, one of my good friends, he has a med bed. And he said, as soon as he gets it up and running, he's going to come on our show and talk to us. He's the person that I got my black seed oil mixed with oregano oil. It's amazing how that works, supposed to kill the parasites in your body. He has a med bed. He's going to have access to many. And I just ran into him by chance, and we started talking, and he was telling me how some people have gotten in a med bed and just instantly all the cancer, all the things they've been struggling with just left right away. So I'm excited about that. The silver and gold coins that were out 2020 to 2021, those were Trump coins. They probably have a collector's value because people like to collect things. They have a president's face on it. He is probably the most popular president on the earth. So they have a collector's value. That value is going to be based on what people as a whole agree it's worth. Any gold or silver that it has in it will have a value as well based on the spot price of gold and silver. Most of those coins were not fully gold coins or silver coins. They were gold plated with 14 karat gold or 24 karat gold. That's the value. So it'll be the gold or silver value on it. Remember, it's plated. So it's not the whole coin it wasn't that necessarily gold bullion or 0.999 pure gold. So it's going to be based on the plating, however much that value, and then the collector's value because it is a collectible item, being a presidential coin. A lot of people are making a whole lot of money off selling those coins, trying to make people think you're going to be rich. And, again, it's up to the people to decide what type of value you're going to place on those coins. Med beds restore life for 30 years. That's awesome. Yes, we're waiting for 6 o'clock, Rich P. Rich says, to see when the market opens. So we are headed to a Jubilee. Remember, Pope Francis, who was not necessarily a benevolent Pope, it depends on you. Some people say he was nefarious. Some people say he was benevolent, that infiltrated. I don't know, but he opened Jubilee portals in 2025. And then, and the first one was December 24th, 2020. December 24th, 2024, he opened a portal, and then he opened several in 2025, and then he closed. He called those portals that he opened the Jubilee portals, and then he closed a portal, the Pope, which now they had talking about a regime shift. I'm glad you brought him up. Pope Francis was shifted out because didn't he die? But he was shifted out for Pope Leo. A Leo is a lion. The Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give to us the victory again and again. The Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give to us the victory again and again. That was a song we used to sing. So Leo is a lion, and Leo also has the bloodline of autochthonous people. He was from Chicago, the Chigi, probably the Chigi bloodline. That's one of the 13 bloodline families that control the 13 bloodline families that we know of. So Leo did a whole regime change by taking over Pope Francis' job. Pope Francis opened up Jubilee portals starting with December 2024, and in 2025 he opened up more. You can read that. I studied about it. I reported on it. And then, but Pope Leo came behind Pope Francis and closed a portal. January the 6th, 2026. That was the 5th anniversary of J6. He closed the portal. It was over for them. It was over for the deep state. Talk about a regime change. Their time is up. Those popes, those draconian bloodlines, those 13 bloodlines that controlled things that we knew about, and the 13 bloodlines that ruled over those 13 bloodlines, they got to go. None of them are us. I don't care if they look like us. The Boule, the so-called black folk, the black pope, the Boule, the secret society members of dark complected people that hide behind their gated communities will let you know they ain't us. They not the original autochthonous people here on the land. I don't know who they are. They might look like us, but they not like us. They not like us. That was what the whole war was about on these lands anyway. Them coming from Europe and wherever else they came from to fight against the autochthonous original copper colored races here, and allowing everybody and their family members to come here to keep us further enslaved because we were prisoners of war. Allegedly, it looks like we lost the war, but now their time is up. They got to go. They got to go, all of them. The black seed oil that I purchased, gosh, what is that? It's called Honeystic. I'm going to show you and I got some good stuff from him just yesterday. I went back to him. I discovered him at the flea market. It's a brother. He owns this place called Honeystic, like honey, because he deals with a lot of honey. HONLISTIC.shop. And you can see here, he's got black seed oil with raw honey. He's got gummies, all type of things. Hello? You can come on in. Come on in. Black seed oil with oregano. This is what I've been taking. And I'll leave that in the descriptions. He's the one that's got some good stuff he's going to introduce to the Soul Tribe, okay? I'll put it in the comment section. I don't see you here, Chief Max, so I'm assuming you don't want to come on. We need to, that's where you can purchase it, family. We need to move on. And let me show you what I got. I'll show you what I got. My grandson loves chocolate, but he likes raw cacao because he doesn't drink milk. And a lot of chocolate has sugar and milk. And he's strict vegan. My 8-year-old grandson, the one y'all met, skipped 2 grades. You know, he's in the gifted arena. So we got him some black seed oil mixed with raw honey. And I got my family, every single one of my children, some of this black seed oil mixed with oregano because I'm doing a parasite cleanse. I don't know if y'all can see that. I got it from that website and I put it in the chat for you. I'll put it in the description section. That's how you can purchase it here. We ain't gotta go home, but we say y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get the HE double hockey sticks out of here, Joey says. Yeah, you know, when you think about it, like even the Venezuelans that were saying they're not going home, they were protesting, doing the note. Some of them that are here, some of them might let come on the platform to tell us how they feel because some of them part of Soul Tribe, and they're like, we're not going home. It's too many drugs, too many gang members. I said, but can you at least agree that some of them were allowed to come here? They're like, yeah. So, but they were mad at Trump for saying people need to go home and for being, you know, upset. And Trump saying he was tightening up immigration rules and he was, you know, securing the borders. But as soon as he arrested or he captured Maduro, now they're celebrating. But we've been saying all along, in order to get the NESARA benefits, you have to return to your own land. And then, like, if you can come here and work hard and make money and be free, why not use the same ingenuity in your own country? And a lot of people that came here, some of them came here with nothing, but many of them came here with a lot. What do we learn about the Somalis? They took millions of dollars. Okay, we thought they came with nothing. They will tell you this. Oh, I came with nothing. I can't speak the English. I'm talking about people from different countries. That I came in with nothing, no money, can't speak the English, and now I have all this. But you weren't telling us that the Jewish Society, you read the books that they write, had a foundation for Jews that came from all over the world, and they gave them millions of dollars. You didn't tell us that the Somalis got all this money, and they were saying they were doing something to help children. Y'all didn't tell us that. You didn't tell us that you had Catholic charities and all this government funding that gave you money, mortgages, houses, education, free education. They didn't tell us that we had undocumented student programs on college campuses. I know because I worked on the college campuses, and how the undocumented students can become doctors and lawyers and nurses and engineers. And they were the ones that were getting the minority scholarships. I'm talking about East Indians that came from the Brahmin class, the caste system that's at the top, that came to the Americas with nothing and I can't speak it in English. Their children got the minority scholarships that were supposed to be given to African Americans. How you know that, Dr. Pruitt? Because I have a PhD and I worked in higher education and I worked with the students and I got to see, and I went to the brunches and the lunches and the meetings, and I saw all these dollars that were supposed to go to the rural white students who were underrepresented and to the so-called Black minority students, and how all that was going to the East Indians to become engineers, doctors, and lawyers. They will tell you we came here with nothing and we bought the house, but they didn't tell you all they had to do was show a transcript that they were taking 1 or 2 classes, and then they got low interest or no interest bearing loans with no credit score, no credit at all, to buy a house. And not just any house, the biggest house on the hill. They didn't tell you how they were giving degrees. They didn't tell you that they could go to Stanford, one of the elite universities in California, as an undocumented student with no papers and become a lawyer to practice law here in America. They don't tell you all this. Oh, I came with nothing. They didn't tell you they already had family members here and that the government was in cahoots to giving them money and the best insurance and doctor. Oh, some of them slid into my family and then bragged to me. The government is on my side. I can be against your family, speak against your family members, the person I married, and use such and such law by the government, get welfare, food stamps, Section 8, and a job, and make your relative pay me money. Oh, and here we were marching in the streets for them, thinking we're all equal. No. While some of them did come here because they had such bad life at home, they don't tell you that they were given resources, and they were told, they were debriefed, they were briefed to not hang around Black people. You can sell to them. You can have a hotel in their community. You can have convenience stores, gas stations. They didn't tell you that some of them were peddling drugs in the community. And that's why the police department, the police officers are often parked. You ever wonder why so many police officers at the convenience stores and the gas stations in your neighborhood, or when you go past the so-called black neighborhood? It's because they were working together. The police officers and some of these people that had their little convenience stores in your neighborhoods. Their stores are fronts. Have you ever really look in these places in your communities where these stores? Have you noticed that a lot of the windows are covered with black or with paper? And are they trafficking people in there, harvesting, or what's going on? And there's nobody going in and out of some of these buildings, these stores, these industrial parks. What's really going on in there on our land? It's time for a regime change. It's time for us to stop letting the colonizer, these beings that colonize us, tell us we can't call on our ancestors for help, and start calling on our ancestors for help. Do you know Haiti, the one they say that's so full of witchcraft? They were the ones that were able to fight against the colonists. Why? Maybe because they use their own cultural practices. Some of us have cultural practices that they allow us to think are evil and wicked because it's not in alignment with their God that they gave us. Time up. Time up. It's time for us to unify. Yeah, right in our faces. They tell you not to hang around so-called black people. And then they make you forget that you're indigenous, autogenous, and call you black. Change your classification. Look up Walter Plecker and the Census Bureau. Tell you you can't call yourself Cherokee. I'm Cherokee. We've always been told you have Indian in your family. All of us know that what tribe most of us know which tribe we came from, but they lied to us, told us we came from Africa. And even if you do have African blood, many of you still have, whether some of you that are light complected or look or present as Caucasian, you also have indigenous blood. Most of us know what indigenous tribe from which we come, but they tell us you can't call yourself that. You have to call yourself white. You have to call yourself black. They changed our classification from indigenous to whatever tribe we came from. I'm Blackfoot and I'm Cherokee. Then they changed it from Indian to colored, Negro, black, colored again, African American, whatever they could to disinherit you from the land. Time's up. It's time for a regime change, family. We're in a whole new era, and we're not going to allow it to happen anymore. Yep. My pop says this to me years ago. When immigrants come here to the United States, they're told to stay away from local blacks. That's true. Absolutely, Brother Larry Bolton. That's the same thing I was told. And that's the same thing they told me when I was working with students at the University of Louisville. Because the students, the younger students, they are a little more open. They're like, we were told to stay away from black people, but you're so nice. I was like, well, if you want this help that's coming through the office, you have to come through Dr. Kia Pruitt if you come through certain offices or my colleagues. So you probably would want to be nice. And they're like, or they, and even they weren't allowed to go over certain areas, not because it was, certain areas you can argue are not safe, but then there are they were literally told to stay away from black people. But you on my land. And when I mean my land, I'm not talking about our own. I'm talking about my ancestors sprung from the soil here. Like I know my ancestors from many generations from this land. And you're scared to talk to me? That's sick. The gas stations are run by nefarious entities too. It's true. It's true. And the hotels, the government. I did a podcast where I talked about how different disciplines, different areas of our life here are controlled by people from other nations. 1 in 4 doctors are not from America. They're foreign. 1 in 8 educators. And I just went down the line and I talked. I don't remember which podcast that was. That was this year, 2026. Most of the government, they're not even from America. It's crazy. That's That's sad. Sister Denise says, I had a study group with several of them. They say we're dumb, stupid, etc. Yeah, that's what they're told. And they literally believe they're better than you. How many of them say that? Oh, have said it. Willie Lynch syndrome. They don't just do this to brown people. Oh, wow. They're doing it to a lot of people. Yes, we got indigenous blood. I see you. Faith says I have indigenous blood. Jenny says, I agree, Kia. We're powerful. I have legit stopped a thunderstorm that the bottom dropped out on my dogs and me on my yard. Wow. They couldn't hear me. It was raining so hard. Storm is gone 3 times. Yeah, you can literally speak to the storm. You can speak to the wind. You can speak to chaos and say, peace, be still. We are powerful human beings. But they'll tell you that you can't use your power. You have to call on their God. You can't call on your ancestors. They don't tell you you can literally use your words, cast spells. You can say, stop, cease. I command this to happen. I told him when my son had $10,000 by the IRS took $10,000 from one of my sons. He was angry. Just took it out of his account because they say he owed something. I said, you are to write the IRS a letter, and you write the United States Treasury Department, because the IRS now is controlled by the United States Treasury Department. You send them that same letter and you tell them that you don't have money for them to take, that you have gone through financial and economic hardship since the pandemic, and that you need your money back. I just told him, tell him you need your money back, and you need it back within 30 days. Oh, he went beyond. He said, I demand you to return all my money, every last penny of my money, because I don't work for you to steal my money. I mean, he went in on that letter. Within 30 days, he had all $10,000 returned. We can use our power. We must use our power. We must stand against them. Nothing happened. He didn't go to jail. He got all his money back within 30 days. Somebody says you look Pequot. Chickasaw on your father's side. Free trade and open markets. I'll let a professional speak on that. My son's an economist. I'll let a professional speak on that. We are the Egyptians. Chief Mac, I sent you a link. Do you not want to come on? It's good if you don't, because I'm about to leave in 5 minutes. Chief Mac says, we have gone by many different names. We are the only people who true identity, history, heritage, and culture switched up constantly. We're constantly switched up. Constantly. Why do you think they keep doing that to the so-called Black, the people classified as Black here? What is that about? But time is up. We're living in a whole new system. There's a regime change that has taken place. Jenny Mack. Hi, Sister Jenny says, I love everyone, always have. But so do we have to, so-called people classified as white do they not have a homeland? Should we be leaving? In my humble opinion, only people that have to leave are the people that can't not get along with the rules and the laws that are here. You see what I'm saying? Love, truth, freedom, justice, and peace. Those are the only people that should leave. The people, so we've been mixed a lot, and we've intermarried. So that's why I know it's hard for people to know where is your true land, where is your homeland. But some people will say, my homeland is Italy, my homeland is Spain, my homeland is the Netherlands. Some of those people will choose to go back, especially once the Nasara money and benefits are released. But some people will choose to stay, and as long as they can get along harmoniously with the people of the land and with the ways of life. Like, remember, I started off talking about assimilating and agreeing. Then, in my humble opinion, my very strong opinion, those people would be able to stay. I love you, Jenny Mac. Those people would be able to stay, but some may choose to leave. I can't even fathom the idea of not having a homeland. I've never know Al Shabazz. I've never looked for my ancestors. And have you searched for ancestral land pat? Oh, ancestral land patents. My son hired somebody to do that. I thought you were saying ancestors in the ancestral republic. My son has. He's researching that. My land is where my ancestor lived. We are those sleeping giants that have risen up. We are the dry bones that are coming back together. Thank you for the gift, Nathan. God bless you. Heaven smile on you. Don't forget lazy. Some people are lazy. It's time to stop being lazy. And do you know the drugs they're feeding us with, and the food and the marijuana is making a lot of us lazy, and the alcohol? We need to just reject all that stuff. We do. Let's find some other natural things. Because if they're giving you the marijuana and the alcohol, I don't care if it comes from corn, I don't care if it comes from a plant, they're poisoning it. Chief Max in the house.
What's
Chief
up?
in the hat.
Over.
See,
Talk some good stuff.
sir, thank you, Chief. Thank you.
Talk some good stuff about, and this is no slight to anybody else. Hold on a second.
Some of you are sending me cash apps. I want to say thank you while Chief Mac is coming back in. He might have to click the link back on.
Right here, right quick.
Okay, thank you, family. I appreciate
This is no
you.
slight.
We're listening.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, sir. That's pretty awesome. Apollo
Okay.
said, me and my wife made the stars move and turn colors. That's what I'm talking about. Use your power. All right, Chief, I yield to you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time to be alive. And that's redemption being brought to the world. And sometimes change can happen, and you have a set of people angry about it, you have a set of people happy about it. Anytime there's change that happens. But heaven on earth is happening right now for a lot of us.
Yes,
That's what's
sir.
happening. It's just an exciting time for me and a lot of us because we have been going through it. They have taught us that it was okay to struggle.
Mm,
Guys, what's coming to us is what was always meant for us to experience. And this beast system took that away from us, guys. And it's why a lot of mental illness exists today. A lot of mental illness exists today is because we have been living in a hell, guys.
absolutely. Absolutely.
A lot of mental. Think about what we experience in our families. I'm talking about my family. How my mom had all these children, and my mom was paying tithes and offering with bill money that my dad gave her to pay bills. My mom was paying tithes with that money to Jim and Tammy Faye Baker
Mm-hmm.
back in the 80s. Y'all remember Jim and Tammy Faye Baker?
Yes, sir.
Because my mom, and I love her so much with all my heart, because I really understand my mom. And my mom fought. She fought. We call it mental illness, but I call it it's more of a generational curse.
Mm.
They call it mental illness so they can put you on pills,
Mm.
but it's not that. And from lack, my mom had all these children. We were young. We never really had enough food to eat. Never really had enough money to really get the children the proper amount of clothes. So we had to share each other underwear as brothers.
Mm.
We had to share each other socks. We slept in the same bed together. But that foundation right there, it made me who I am today, to be so loving, so have an understanding, have a sense of humility, to the point that I became an empath. been able to not only sympathize but empathize with what people go through, and have a heart, a loving and a caring heart, and then being authentic and accountable. Because few people are authentic and accountable. Because I knew at a young age that everything I did, I was being watched. And people, you can't deal with a lot of people. And this is why the rich and the wealthy don't deal with a lot of people, because people are treacherous. You have people with a hellish mindset. And people with a hellish mindset, they look okay on the outside. They can appear nice to you. But this is how you determine a person. When they get angry, can you trust them?
Ooh.
If anybody in your life, and I'm going to tell you this right here, from this day forward, don't trust anything anybody says about who they are. Because who they are is when they get angry. When they get angry, you need to know if that person still have grace and love for you. That's going to tell you the truth about the people. Because a lot of people, when you start becoming competition to people, and people switch up on you. Once you start coming, and you don't become competition to a real friend. Because a real friend, they see that what you got, they say, a real friend would say, that's the anointing over that person's life. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that anointing over that person. That's why the favor is given to that person. And all I got to do is just be next to this person and not compete with this person. And I'm going to get all that overflow of that anointing. And so a person that's left in 3D will get angry, jealous, spiteful, and hateful. A person that's righteous will celebrate you, motivate you, encourage you, because they know that that's all they have to do, and they're going to get that overflow that runs off you onto them. And that's what has happened to me. The people still attached to me in the righteous way are winning major. And the ones that detached from me are at a standstill. I have fallen backwards, let alone they have been cursed. So I'm here to tell you guys that anybody that you allow in your life, you need to know if that person has grace for you when they're angry. That's like, you need to know that. I don't care if it's a woman, a guy, platonically, or whatever. If they get angry because of something you could have done, they have a line of communication. They need to be able to articulate what it is that you did. Amen. Amen. You kind of made me feel bad, man, because you giving this person all the accolades when I did that for you, man. And I felt like it's a line of communication. See, a person who lacks authenticity and accountability, they're not good at articulating and communicating. And these kind of people you don't want. You need people. Where we're going right now. See, we have to heal people. We have to heal people from like work on the job. A lot of these jobs have people, man, messed up because people are going to jobs that are abusive. How many people here? Listen, I can give you guys a real story, and Dr. Kia can too. Why is that? Because I talked to hundreds of people. And I'm gonna tell you something. I had to find a balance, guys, because sometimes you can be too nice, and you cannot be too nice to the wrong people.
That's so true.
They will take your kindness for weakness.
Yes,
You will
sir.
do things, and this person have a mixed up mind. Like, that's a person right now. I said, hey, I'll get you some foreign currency. I'll do that for you because look at it. And I talk to so many people, and my schedule is so busy that if I say I'm gonna do something, it may be on the back burner, right? So all you have to do is call me.
Right.
That's all you have to do. But this person calls me, oh, you're a fraud.
Oh, man.
At 12 o'clock at night. See, first of all, you're out of order because you text me at 12 something at night, lady. And if I said I was going to do something for you, I'm going to do it. Why is that? Because I had done it for many other people. I got foreign currency for a plethora of people.
You have.
So instead of you knowing how to effectively articulate that to me, you jump off on you're sporadic, and you jump off on the deep end and say, well, you said you're going to do that. Well, I don't need you. You don't need me, but you don't want to inbox me about 3 weeks to a month ago. Because she saw me on your show. And she's from my hometown. And see, that tells me, I said, you know what? This is why I don't F with people. Because sometimes people take your kindness and then if you don't see anything wrong with you text me at almost 1 o'clock in the morning, a message saying that, oh, you said you're going to do this. You said you're going to do that. How do you know I didn't do it? All you had to do was call me.
Right.
But see, people jump off of the deep end and don't realize that they're out of order. And so this is why I'm saying that as nice as many of us are, sometimes we're going to have to just keep it moving with people, man. It's sad. It's sad. Because, I'm a really caring, nice guy. And then people that think they know you, they don't respect you. I ain't that guy that you think you knew. You ain't that woman. I ain't that man. I ain't that guy. And your mind is still stuck there. And you think that this is why, guys, you're going to have to switch, and excuse my French, you're going to have to switch some shit up. You can't now turn. I was talking to my nephew, my play nephew. I said, nephew. My nephew had guns. He's from Gary, Indiana. He had guns put to him. He has done some things to have to protect himself. And he told me about 3 months. He said, Uncle Rodney, I took him under my wing about 27 years ago. He's my play nephew. And I took him under my wing. I had brought him to Atlanta to get him out of Gary and started talking to him. And I spoke to him. He reached out to me about 8 months ago. I spoke to him about the foreign currency, right?
That's awesome.
And he jumped on it. He jumped on it. To the day, right now, I don't have to tell him to do X, Y, Z. He listens to your show. He's probably on this right now. He listens to your show.
Thank you.
He's on it. He listens to Maria Nicole, Frank 26, me. He's tapped in. He said, Uncle Rod. He said, man, listen, I'm so glad, man. I'm so glad. Let me tell you something. People have called him dumb, called him stupid. He's not going to amount to anything. My God, I said, nephew, they're going to eat them words up. Just last night, I said, they're going to eat them words up. And he didn't do well in the public school systems, guys. That don't mean that you're dumb and stupid. The public education that the indigenous people are given is against our morals and spirituality.
Yes.
I said, you're very smart, man. You understand this world transfer. You listen to Dr. Kidd, you listen to me, I said, you connected to the sources. I said, you can't not go back to those same guys and same people that you dealt with, even if you want to. And you're going to have to deal with your family in a certain capacity because a lot of them are going to be jealous. Not you. Not you. You weren't supposed to make it because I said you wasn't supposed to make it. Not you. That's me. I said, nephew, you were chosen. And many of us right here, as many people I talk to, we got the same story, Kim. The same story. Many of us, man, got the same story. And there's people in relationships and marriages, you got the decision to make. It's a hard decision to make. I'm telling you from what I've talked to, and it's been mainly the women. It's been the women more so than the men. Since Chief. So I've been married to this man for this amount of years. I see I'm gonna have to take him off the trust as the successor trustee because this nigga trying to sabotage me. I said, damn. I said, Chief, I think I'm gonna give him something. but I can't because I'm suffocating.
Mm.
I talked to one of my other clients. She said I had to make an executive decision to separate from my husband. She said I paid for the house. She said, but I left him everything because he had been married before and they had taken things from him. But there's no way I could stand this thing when he's just totally opposite. There's a wheat and tear. That's the separation, and that's why I decided that I wouldn't have been able to make the moves that I've made if I was in a relationship pulling that kind of energy from me. I wouldn't have been able to do what I do today. So I chose, say, you know what, now is not the time for me to be getting into anything like that because the energy, the time that I need to put toward and back of myself so I can give to the people who need me in a righteous way.
Mm.
And being so, I can be where I want to be, when I want to be, and I don't have anybody pulling at me. I could be anywhere at any state at any given time. I could be on the phone however long I want to with clients that needed me and talk to them without some cute little lady sitting next to me with her eyes looking at me like I done did her wrong. I don't need that right. That's right now.
You know it. What happened? Like, who you talking to now?
Yeah. Oh, she can wait. She can wait. I'm like, here, damn. I said, hey, listen, you want that cute little purse? You want your nails done? You want your hair done? You want to go out to eat today? But sit your little cute ass down and let me go to work. So I don't feel like doing all that.
Right.
But it's a learning lesson for us, Soul Tribe. We're growing. I'm excited. That I'm up for the challenge. We're learning about financial literacy.
Yes.
We're gonna be able to pull our children away from public school and start teaching them the truth about our history, our identity, our culture, and all of that. I'm leading the way. You are Rod Hayes. All of most of your cast, the people that you brought on, have given a wealth of knowledge to people. We appreciate you because people wouldn't even know who I am, or a lot of people are, if you wasn't given that financial forecast and being able to bring other creators on your page without, because you ain't trying to compete with nobody. And most people don't want to bring anybody on their show because they think they don't want to be outshined or want people competing. But you've done that, and opened a lot of people up to the point. But there's a lot of people are going to be wealthy today because of you. About the foreign currency. And we've been pleading with people, get some foreign currency. Get some, man. Get some. I'm going to post a video. I'm going to go live tonight around about 8:39. I'm going to post a video on my, guys, you can follow me on my Facebook page, Judah Allen.
I'm going to put it up.
She doesn't cheat. No, you appreciate me. Guys, let us know that the work that we're doing, when you guys are part of the reason, the main reason why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we get down in the dump sometimes because we life's still life. Life's still gonna life, and so that encouragement that I appreciate you, that I love you, that goes a long ways. Even if it's a gift that you give, 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, $100, the gifts you give, and let us know that when life gets the life and on us, the energy, it's an energy. The energy you guys give, whether it's we love you or we appreciate you, whether it's a monetary gift or whatever, that's energy. That's the energy behind that. And that energy, it can either lift you or break you, depending on what type of energy you have. And so guys, continue to do it, man. I'm excited, man. The RV, in my opinion, guys, January is the month. January is the month, in my opinion, based on the intel that I'm receiving, that I'm seeing, the silver prices skyrocketing like it is, and it is silver to me, not gold. That's predicated on the RV happening. Silver, I put like about a week and a half or two ago, the silver was going to explode, and silver is the determining factor of it all. Silver, it's silver. And those of you who've been able to afford some silver, you're gonna be looking really good. If not, Can't afford silver, just get some foreign currency to get some liquidity. You know, in my opinion, I believe that January is going to be the month where that miracle is going to happen, so that we can break those generational curses off our family, guys. And I'm just so excited, man. Position yourself accordingly. Hey, today I am going to get me a purchase order on a high-end car. When you have that purchase order on the car, you can take that purchase order to the bank when the RV happens,
Hmm.
and they're going to cut you a cashier's check for the amount of that vehicle. And this is how the rich and the wealthy go shopping. They don't do mortgages. They don't do car payments,
Hmm.
because the only way to get a mortgage or do a car payment is so that they can tap into your estate. You're not tapping into my estate. I'm gonna pay for it up front.
Right.
Yes. And I did not say your name, but I did not say your name. So you texted me now, so I didn't say your name because I'm not messy like that. But you need to do better, because I'm here to help you out and not be your enemy. You're from my same hometown, so I'm not messy like that. But do better. You don't have to text me that late at that nighttime like that. And I still got you. I said I was gonna get some foreign currency for you, and I'm still going to do that. Don't text me at nighttime being disrespectful. That's very disrespectful to text me. All you have to do is call me. I'm a loving, caring guy. And you know that. You know that. So you don't have to text me a nasty message like that. Just call me up and explain to me how you feel, and I can explain to you where we are. Okay then? So I'm going to charge it to your head this time and not your heart. And this will be the last time you disrespect me like that. I'm going to charge it to your head this time. I'm going to still get you some foreign currency. But don't ever text me at nighttime like that and disrespect me like that. I don't deserve that. I help way too many people out, and Dr. Kidd will not have a lower vibrational man on her show, because I make sure I take care of the sister right here.
Oh,
I take care of it. I make sure I take. Why is that? Because energy is transferable. I'm a righteous man. And I take care and love on those even harder in the paint when you respect me and love me. And I go hard for the sister. I go hard for Maria and Nicole. And this is why they care about me and they protect me, because I am a righteous man. I'm not perfect. Just all you have to do is just call me up. We can put it aside. You from my hometown. I got love for you. But don't disrespect me like that. Don't go on for the deep end so quick and so fast. Not with a guy like me. So we've done that. You just text me, and I'm saying this to you on the Dr. Kidd. You just text me. I didn't say your name. They don't know who you are, because I'm not messy like that. Okay then? I want you to win in life, because you've been through a whole lot. You've been through way too much. You have way too much. You have recovered from drugs. You beat it. People need to hear your story, because you can heal people. They need to hear your story. So you can heal people. Let them know that you can make it past that, like you have. So I'm good on that. So let's put that aside, and let's be accountable for our actions, and stop being too quick to judge and say things when you hadn't talked to that person. So I'm good there. And that's a righteous thing to handle it right there. I handle that in a righteous way. So you listen to the Dr. Kidd show right now. She's a very high vibrational sister we have, and she got a very high vibrational man, Chief Mac, on her show.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna charge to your head this time. Just not do that again. But like I said, I want you to get this wealth. Let's get this wealth. Let's live our most amazing life. Let's get out here. If those of you who have your humanitarian projects, get that in order. Be ready to roll your sleeves up and get out here and start clothing the homeless, feeding the homeless. Whatever your passion is, we're supposed to have a ministry in us, right, Dr. Kidd?
Yes,
right here?
absolutely. Yes, sir.
We all got a ministry. And that ministry is based on the hurt and the pain and the rejection and betrayal that we've been through. Whatever that is, make that your ministry. And that's how you become the victor over being the victim. That's how you do it. I'm going to tell you something. Did you guys realize that through the lady that's texting me right there, I never knew that my mom was on drugs. She told me that my mom was on drugs.
Oh, Chief. Wow.
And that explains to me
Yeah.
why my mom has some struggles. I never knew that until she told me. She said, you know what? I had talked to your mom because she's from my hometown. It didn't hurt me, it made me feel bad,
Okay.
but it explained some challenges that my mom was having. And my mom hid it well. But I'm gonna tell you something. Most of all my aunts and uncles were on drugs. My mom's sibling, and they all beat it because they became doctors and singers, and they write all that. So they beat it. So it explained to me, shit, if my mom siblings were on it, shit, what it makes her exempt. But they hid it from my mom hid it from her children so well. Because I did not know that, and my sister didn't know that. But she told us, she said, I would talk to your mom, and I was explaining to your mom that I was that I had beat. So she said, your mom said she recovered for 29. I said, what? I said, wow. So I still hadn't even told my siblings about that yet. But I love my mom because my mom fought through it. She fought through it. My mom was a prolific singer, an amazing voice. And my mom apologized to all of her children, called a parent's apology. Just on YouTube today. She apologized to her children about the things she did when we were younger. She was going through some things. But as long as a person is willing to fight and for redemption, I'm willing to forgive you. And I forgave my mom, what she did when we was younger. And my mom, not only did I like her, love my mom, I liked her. I liked the person my mom became. I liked her, and I love my mom to the very day that she transitioned up out of here. I was the son that she trusted and told her to pick her up and walk her down the stairs to put her in my sister's truck for her doctor's appointment. And yeah, that's amazing. So I'm just happy. I'm going to protect my brothers and sisters with this wealth that I'm going to get. I have gotten my brothers and sisters foreign currency because I'm going to pull them off from ever having to work a damn job again. So I don't have time for BS, guys. Don't have time for it. Don't come to me with it because the Great Spirit see the things that I'm doing. I don't have time for mess and bullshit. I don't have time for it. I got work to do. I have a daughter I got to take care of. Make sure she have an empire to raise. I have brothers and sisters. I am going to put myself and my family back in a position where we can have those family reunions like Big Mama. It's an indigenous thing. And many of us are going to find out that we're second and third, fourth cousins removed. We're going to find it out. It's an exciting time to be alive. Be happy. Choose to be happy, contrary to the circumstances. And what you've been through is something that you've been through, but not what you're going to continue to go through. You got to believe. You got to know that, not believe it. You got to speak words, because I've done these things. And I have an overflow. I have things happen in my life that are miracles happened already before the big breakthrough happened, which is going to be this month. The big breakthrough is going to happen. I speak it over all you guys. Guys, I love you to life. Let's get out here and win. Get out there and get you a purchase order, exercise, walk, hug a tree, let your feet connect with the soil, and man, live your most amazing life. Live your most Chief. Amazing life. Yeah.
Right now, I'm looking up how to get a purchase order.
Hey, listen, a purchase order is when you go. That's said you go to a Mercedes-Benz dealership, and you should have Maybach Mercedes. You're gonna look at it and look when you go in there, walk in there with your chest up, shoulders back, and head up. Walk in there like you are the boss because you are. You're bankers. And you look at what car you want. Take your time with it. And somebody's going to walk up to you. Yes, sir. How can I help you? Yes, ma'am. How can I help you? Oh, yes. I want to get a purchase order on this vehicle. I want all the bells and whistles and everything.
Okay.
On it. Can I have a seat, sir? You sit down. He's going to come back with all the amenities of that vehicle with the price next to it. And I saw it had taxes down there. I said, I don't pay taxes. And I had put up my car. I said, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I don't pay. He said, sir, I'll be right back. He came back with that payment $15,000 cheaper than what it was.
Wow.
So I got that purchase order with everything on it, his name, the stuff like that. and then you have that. You can take that to the bank where your funds are, and the bank see that they will cut you a cashier's check for that amount, which you can take back to the car dealership and give it to them and ride out just like that. That's how the
Wow.
rich and wealthy do it.
Okay. Wow. Thank you, Chief. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Wow. So we can
Yeah.
get a purchase order right now before we even go to the auction.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because you can do this right there, so you can start just being able to. They're gonna cut you a check for whatever you need. Cut your
Okay.
check. Let's say if you want a luxury apartment, a penthouse, go
Okay.
there and have them to write that thing out, write it all out, the
Mhm.
price, and you pay it off for the year.
Oh, okay.
But what's the yearly amount for this condo right here? Oh, it's gonna be about 19,000. Could you write that out? Because I'm gonna have a cashier's check from my trust account. Okay, so no problem, sir. Write it out.
I'm gonna
Have that right there. You have all this to let out to the bank, and you shut up right then and there, guys.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm writing this down. So for the Soul family.
if you don't have your trust, get your trust done. I had a special going on, and I'll extend it again. For the next five people who gets a trust from me, I would purchase some foreign currency for whoever you want me to purchase some foreign currency for. The next five people that gets ready to roll and get a trust from me, I'll do a trust for whatever person you want me to do a trust for and get them some foreign currency.
Mm.
Let's go.
Woo.
Let's go. Let's go. Now I want y'all to win. Let's get it.
They said thank you
Let's
for
get
putting
it.
us on game, Chief.
No doubt. That's what we do. Iron sharpen iron.
So if you want to get in touch with Chief, which I know you do, contact him. I'm gonna put it back in the chat for Chief. Let's see. Let me put it on my hold on. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you first. Where did I have that at? Contact Chief Mac by emailing him at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. UNITYINMOTION @yahoo.com. I'm putting it in the chat and on the screen.
You know what, Kim? It's amazing because I said, Kim, we're gonna be okay.
You do tell me that.
I said that the Great Spirit is gonna provide our needs.
You did, yes.
I said, trust me on that.
You did.
I said, I'm gonna be able to, when you're not even least expecting anything, I hit you, bam, there you go, right there. She said, Chief, thank you. I really think that you're right on time. And I said, every time my needs need to be supplied, he provides a way. So this is why I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful, man. And gratitude and being thankful, man, is why a lot of people are winning, because too many people are not thankful. Don't have gratitude. They don't have any gratitude, And so every time I need an overflow, it's provided. And that lets you know that I'm operating in the right frequency, the vibrations, man.
And we appreciate you so much, Chief. Like, you are the father that some people just doesn't have, and you are the overseer, the chief, the priest, the pastor, for lack of better words, the counselor that a lot of people we need it. And so we appreciate you. You pray for people, or you command things to happen in their lives. You help a lot of people with financial needs. You help them get foreign currency. You save people's lives. We've seen you've been live, and we've seen youth and mentors, or people that's now mentors, come up to you and ask you, if you could give us something, one or two things to change our life, what would it be? Young men, you were on live one day and you happened to be saving somebody's life who was getting beat down by a group of gangbangers. So we know the work that you've done, and you're a very honorable man, and we appreciate it. Oh, Chief is out of here. I think he must have dropped off, family. Thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate you, Lee. Thank you so much. We do need more chiefs, more honorable men to help the soul tribe. Who is this? 200 says, I have teenage sons and a young adult, and I let both of them drive my Caddy and BMW down 295 and 95. Full trust. Wow. So you guys, you saw where Chief said you can get a purchase order. You go to where you want to go, have them that list how much it costs and all the, the breakdown, the itemize all the costs. And then you go to and you tell them you're going to go to the bank and have a cashier's check written out of your trust. There you go, Chief.
Yeah, they said my phone got hot and just shut it down. So I just took it down out the heat. That never happened before. Yeah, but it's just a cashier's check out. You can go there. The car, you need plenty of people need cars.
Mm-hmm. Lots of people need cars. Yeah, we've been having problems with the live. When I tried to go live earlier, you all saw you couldn't hear me. You could hear the music, but then when I came on to speak, you couldn't hear me. And I had to go inside the computer and turn on microphone, which that hadn't been a problem, so we just have these issues. If you want to send Chief Mac a donation, his cash app is $ Allen Judah 47, $ ALLEN JUDAH 47. That's also where you're going to pay for the consultation. If you want to I see you, Chief. If you want to get in touch with Chief Mac, please email him at UnityInMotion. Wait a minute, where is that? UnityInMotion45@yahoo.com. Okay, we're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you. Somebody just tried to call me twice. Hold on for a second.
Okay. I see you all helping each other with digital assets. Yes, info is hot. Also with currencies. That's awesome. Great knowledge. Yeah, I never knew about a purchase order. That's what Lucia said, right? Now we know, huh? Hey, Chief, we see you.
Yeah, so let's go down and get a purchase order, guys. Because plenty of people need cars. People have cars got repossessed, and those cars that got repossessed, hopefully down the line, you're gonna get the money back. They was stealing because the car been paid for already.
Mm-hmm.
So get your purchase order today. Go out there and get the car. Find the car you want. I'm looking at before this month is out, because the way things are looking, kid, we're looking at the RV's going to happen this month.
Okay. I saw you on
you guys can do. If you don't have any foreign currency, listen, $50 can get you close to $1 million worth of Vietnamese dong with $50. And that, whatever that rate, if you get it close to $1 million, it's going to at least double. Wouldn't you say so, Kim?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's going to, that means if you have $1 million in Vietnamese dong, it's going to at least double, bare minimum, right?
Yeah, because they're going to because when you talk about a reinstatement, they would put the amount or the rate back to where it was before war or before sanction. That's a reinstatement. But if you consider all the wealth these countries now have, they're going to not just reinstate it back to where it was. So some of these currencies were beyond the USD, So then you take into account all the gold and resources that they have that will back that currency. The rate is going to be astronomical, is what we're hearing.
Plus, you get better rates too. We do it that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah. So, go ahead.
Sister Cynthia says, I used to create purchase orders for work, but I never thought about doing it for myself. Wow. That's interesting. So, at work, she did it for work. Wow.
You can. So, listen, guys, I do this thing. I do this. For the past 2.5, 3 years, I've been out there. I've been studying the rich and the wealthy. I'll get in my car and I'll ride out to these $5, $10, $15, $20 million states. And I will watch these people, how they live. I will go to the restaurants and the grocery stores that they go to, and I will watch them. I will watch how they eat. And see, they eat salads. They don't eat real big, sugary, heavy foods. I see these. They drink teas. And I will watch these people. And I'll start studying. I would go to these car dealerships in the rich neighborhoods. And I dared myself. I went to the banks and the wealthy neighborhood because I went to a Wells Fargo in the uh, so-called black area, trying to
Mhm.
get my trust opened up, and they turned me down.
Mm.
But I know that
Oh, he froze again.
Wells Fargo in a more affluent area, right?
Wait, okay. You
And,
froze, Chief. You froze.
I, I went to a Wells Fargo in a more affluent area and got my trust opened up. Now, how is that possible? I went to the same bank, one in a certain area, and
Mhm.
then one in another area. The one
Mhm.
I went to, they gave me 7 reasons why they couldn't open my trust. And see, this is what you call gatekeeping. And I got turned down, and I knew he was full of BS. So I bought this. I put on a suit, and I went with my briefcase to a Wells Fargo, and this Wells Fargo was in the area of these 10, 15, 20 plus $1 million estates.
Mm.
That was a so-called black manager, and my banker was even private banker was even black, melanated, so-called
Mm.
black. But you get a certain treatment, and it's just so we know, there's no such thing as black people and white people. Period. Ain't nobody walking around here with black skin, and there's nobody walking around here with white skin. These are statuses.
Mm.
You can be melanated and you can classify yourself as white because it reads, it's a definition behind that. Okay, then? So there are no black and white people. There are statuses. And labeling yourself black is saying that you don't get any benefits.
Mm.
You're the last of the last at the bottom, not to receive anything, and everybody get to come over here and get everything that should be going to us. They're getting it because you're labeled as DEAD. You don't mean anything. So get yourself out of being labeled that, guys.
Mhm.
It was a code. You walk in the bank and they see the word black. If you put on the application, they see that right there. It tells them, okay, X them out of this, X them out of that, and don't give him this, and don't give him that. So for now, start putting your put American Indian. Put that
Mm.
on your license. And this is why they're not putting a race on your license anymore because the indigenous people are waking up and we were putting American Indian on that. So now they don't even put their race on your license anymore. Yeah, so that's what it is, guys.
Ah.
The sleeping giants have woken up and the dry bones are coming back together, man.
Absolutely. Chief, you know
Yeah.
how they say, in order to get your benefits, oh, I need a man around to open this up. Hold on, grandson. In order to get your benefits through Jasara, you need to go to your country. Oh, my son's back there. Sorry.
Oh,
One of my sisters that follow us said, she's classified as white, that she's Caucasian, and she was saying, she doesn't have hatred in her heart. She loves people. And Chief, his phone must have gotten hot. We're in the house. Thank you, son. What are y'all talking about? Oh, so she was wondering, like, I guess Chief gets getting kicked out. Yeah, see if we can get some purchase orders today. You know the car you want, my girl? Go ahead. I used to want what's a Mercedes Benz, but I might have to step it up a notch. I used to desire a silver one. Chief Mac is back. So yeah, Chief, you're back. People are wanting to know, some people have had this question before. Do I have to leave? What if I'm agreeable? I love everybody. I treat the indigenous people right. I honestly literally don't want to go back. She said she might not even know where her homeland is. She said some people don't have a homeland or they've been told they don't. Well, what are they supposed to do? He's frozen again. You back, Chief? Car dealerships aren't open on Sunday. They used to be. That's wild. And their hours are shorter, family. I noticed that. Oh, you're saying it's true. You can't get a purchase order. Okay. You want an RV? Should you file your W-2 forms? I'll have to ask Chief because we know that President Trump is doing away with the IRS. He said that himself and creating the External Revenue Service. Nassar and Jasara after the revaluation? Okay. What's Chief's email? Oh, you beat a drug addiction. That's awesome, Lee. God bless you. That had to be a challenge. I know so many people that struggled, even in my family. Oh, congratulations for beating the drug addiction. God bless you. Because, you know, once we start, if you start using drugs and drinking alcohol, what I've learned in psychology and drug and addiction counseling is your brain starts developing pockets or areas in the brain that now it desires and needs the drug in order to function. So unbeknownst to you, your body literally develops different areas in the brain that are unfulfilled and must be filled with the drug in order for you to even function as a regular person. And we don't know this. They have, the people in power, the beings in power have created drugs and alcohol and all type of things based on bloodlines of certain people. So they'll know which drug will align most with this bloodline, and then that drug for that bloodline, and then that drug for this culture of people. They are literally are that calculating that they've designed drugs based on people's bloodlines, and they know which one you are more likely to become addicted to. And then when you try to get off of it, your body now is dependent on it, and it's hard to function. So congratulations for beating the drug addiction. I'm so proud of you. Chief, I wanted you to answer the question about what do people do if they are willing to get along with the indigenous people here now that things are changing. There's a regime change. They've never been a problem. They love everybody. There's some of them are saying, well, will I have to go? What if I don't have a homeland? That was a question I got earlier today.
So what was right up by me again?
So I had a question on a show where someone was saying she's not classified as indigenous, but she's been here for a while. She loves the people. She operates in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Never been a problem. But, you know, we're saying people have to go back home because Trump is doing away with birthright citizenship.
Guys, it doesn't matter how we feel, guys. It's just going to go back to what it should be, guys. And to be honest with you, a lot of people were brought here illegally by the United States corporate.
A lot of people were brought here illegally and unlawfully by the United States corporation. So they created certain rules, like they created naturalization. That was never something that was part of the republic that we know of, according to our understanding. So they brought people here unlawfully. They allowed certain people to take land from people. The land might have already been owned by families, by bloodlines. These people may have had allodial titles. And so they're going to have to find a way to reconcile that. And so I would say to let's not just trust the process, but do what we can to make sure whatever happens is done lawfully and fairly. That's what I would say. It should be lawful and fair. Nobody should be mistreated because they were allowed to come here illegally. There has to be a lawful means of handling that. Just like a lot of people, make sure you don't spill that, honey. Just like a lot of people, we're told that we're given land that don't have the allodial title, will have to now turn that land back over to those people who have the allodial title, but they will be compensated by being paid back for the money that they've paid into those properties. So I'm trusting that some kind of way it's going to be remedied. Your family has land in Oklahoma. Wow. They did land lotteries. Okay. Okay. We see you, Chief. You guys, no, Chief has a different Chief trust that's called the Rockefeller Trust or the 503C1A, I believe. It is the strongest trust we have on the land right now. You can contact them at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com for more answers. I don't talk about rates, so as people are asking or amounts or anything, that's something you will have to talk to Chief about when you call him, when you email him for a consultation. Okay. All right, Chief, you're back. Whatever you
Yeah,
want to
they keep on shutting me down. Listen, a lot of you guys are seeing that a lot of malls are shutting down in these inner cities. And the
Yes.
reason these malls are shutting down because over 90% of the vendors in those malls were foreigners, and they had to get them up out of here. And the money and the wealth that they were getting, guys, was coming from the indigenous peoples, our estate. That's where they were coming. They come here empty-handed, but then they end up being rich and wealthy because they were paying them from our estate. So shouldn't we feel as the indigenous people, wouldn't you be upset if people were coming and living off your wealth? So come on, guys. Come on now. When kid gets on here and speaks and talk about us and you get upset about it, then you're the problem. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you would feel the same way, guys. So these people come over here empty-handed. They got a jewelry store. They got a lot. They got gas stations. They got hotels, hair salons. You got restaurants, fish joints, and you didn't come over here with that. But you got that from the indigenous people, our family that have transitioned. There's an estate there. There's a bank, a trust account there, loaded. It is loaded. And what they're doing, they're pulling the interest that it accrues. And they're pulling that and giving it to these people that come over here and set up shop in our communities and suck us dry, pull the money out of our community because it don't get a chance to turn 2, 3, or 4 times like it does in everybody else's community, but the real indigenous and
No, the money doesn't circulate in our community.
It don't get it. This is why our parks are trashy. This is why they don't respect us, because we don't even see what's going on to even enough to see it to respect each other. So why should they respect us? Because we acting like baboons and monkeys toward each other. Stop smoking the weed. Put it down, because they got fentanyl in the weed and the drugs. They got these celebrities out there sensationalizing it, smoking the real stuff, and they giving you the crazy stuff. And you walk down here in Atlanta and any other inner city and see people talking to themselves. Now, that's not hitting us anymore. It's hitting everybody else. That's what's happening. There's a change of arms going around right now. And people are going to meet the piper because the sins of the sins of your ancestors. You better clean your heart. I better everybody. That includes us too. Clean your heart. We're all being watched. We're on candid camera, and you don't get away with nothing.
That's absolutely. Somebody's asking me. So thank you so much for the gift, yoga. It's a yoga. Yagos. I'm sorry. Says peace, Dr. Kia. What's his email? I don't see it in the chat. I'll put it back in. The chat is unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. I had a girlfriend that's a drug and addictions counselor.
You froze, Kia.
Oh, can you hear me? I'm frozen. Can y'all hear me in the chat?
Yeah, I hear you.
You hear me? I had a
yeah, we can hear you now.
My you know how we had play cousins growing up? My friend, she was a play cousin. She grew up next door to me, but we were so close, and we had, all our family members kind of mixed up and dated each other. So we consider ourselves cousins, but she's a drug and addictions counselor. You would just say, put down the weed. She called me, I want to say like 5 years ago, and she said, you got to tell everybody you know to stop smoking the weed. She's a drugs and addiction counselor. She said, just what you said just now, and I didn't say anything to you about this. She said they're putting fentanyl in the weed and people are literally dying in Cleveland, Ohio, because they think they're getting something down the street from their friend and it's cool. Their friend is cool, but they don't know that this new stuff, now that they're making everything legal, is laced. And that's
Yep.
why Trump is getting rid of a lot of people that are here because they've been flooding our countries with fentanyl and all this other stuff that's poisoning our people.
Exactly, kid. They legalize it to get it more and more into people.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
other things, if were able to grow your own, that's the only safest way, man. But then I'm telling you guys, they legalize it to trap a lot of people.
If you grow your own, make sure the seeds are good too. Because I don't know, you don't know what these people are doing. They literally were out to get us.
Listen,
Eric
guys,
Eric said,
black
just
of
do it. Don't do
go ahead.
drugs. No, Eric just posted, don't do drugs. Go ahead, Chief.
In the early 80s is when a military operation was waged on the indigenous people of America, North America. When they came out with crack cocaine, was dropped in every inner city in America. And Gary, Indiana, my hometown, became the first murder capital of the whole United States because of crack cocaine. It came in and tore my city up. That was death. It was a death angel on the city. People get murdered, killed. People from Chicago, I had friends getting their heads blown off. Just all kind of senseless, wicked, demonic deaths happening in Gary, Indiana. My city, where I'm from, became the murder capital of the whole United States, and plenty of people fell subject to the crack cocaine epidemic. It was a military operation waged against us. And right before they put the crack cocaine on the streets in the early 80s and the late 70s is when the penal system, prison system, boomed in America.
Oh, wow.
So they had already planned. They said, we're going to build these prison systems, and we're going to create this drug, and we're going to invent and create more laws on the book. And they sent all kind of police as them to attack the indigenous people. And they can go back and look at the early 80s, when they were in New York, Chicago, Detroit, all of them, that's Los Angeles, everywhere, sent them boys in there, snatch them up, and put them in these federal warehouse where they can tap into our estates, man. And people invested in the prison system because they said it was a lucrative business because we're going to tap into that state because we're going to kidnap them and we're going to put them in these federal warehouses and they're going to pay room and board and everything else out of that estate, and then we're going to get free labor from them as well. We're going to route all the way to the bank, and this is how the world is becoming rich off the indigenous and indigenous emperors and emperors of America. We make the world go around, and it stops today. So my brothers and sisters who are melanated, cut the bullshit out. I'm vast, and I understand what's happening, and I don't have time to be going back and forth with you. Get your shit together. I'm on it. You should be mad that they're tapping into your deceased loved one's estate and living a most amazing life and bringing other people over here and think they're better than you, living off of your money that should be going to you, and they looking at you like you're peasants. That's what you should be mad at, and not me or anybody else. That's it.
That's it. And the government was allowing them the people to come here, live off our estate, take all the money and stay. Some of them were here on temporary visas, and the visa would run out, and they still were allowed to stay. How is that?
And kid, these people get like $10,000 a month on food stamps.
Wow.
And the jobs that they work, they were paying them 4 to 5 times more than they pay us, man. Just giving them, they come here and they smile and they look at us like, oh, y'all stupid. They said these people are stupid. Because we're getting what belongs to them, and they don't even know it. And they acting like chimpanzees and baboons. They be smacking with dope and drugs, mess their head up, so we can live off their estates. Then we gonna feed them food and make them look like we're taking care of them. But the food we're feeding the homeless is laced. The food that I feed our homeless brothers and sisters is laced because I sit and I watch them. I watch people who don't have no love for our people feed them laced food, and I recorded it. So this is what we should be doing. To be angry and mad and stop coming and bickering with each other. Stop that childish shit and stop bickering with each other. My mind is so far up. I'm leading the way with righteousness. I'm not perfect, But I see what's going on, and I'm sick and I'm tired of it. Your religion is not going to cure what's going on in our community. No, your damn education is not going to cure what's going on in our communities. Okay, then? No, your political view, whether it's red states, blue states, Democratic, Republican, it's not going to cure what's going on in our community. It's you having the financial backing that we're going to get, and we're starting our own and reteaching and education our people the righteous, angelic, indigenous, and Tasha's way.
Yeah, because we've taken on the gods, religious, and cultures of other people, and it's to our detriment. We don't treat our men a certain way because we let the Caucasian women that were leading the feminist movement tell us we don't need our men. We're teaching our men are addicted to pornography because the people on our land that don't belong here are trafficking women and selling them into porn movies. The education system is poisoning our children because the people that's on the land that control the government that fund the schools are teaching them things that's against our culture. The religion, the books, the religion is teaching us not to believe in our ancient ways, our ancestral. Can't call on your ancestors, but you can call on Jesus now. You can call on Jesus. Then I woke up, I was like, ain't he somebody's ancestor? So why can't I call on my own ancestor? It just, and there's too many people here with all their different ideologies and their ways of life. Everybody's confused. You can disrespect your parents now because somebody else, a government, will tell you that you can go your own way and don't have to listen to your elders. Like, no, we got to, it's like you said, it stops today. We're waking up, we're commanding that all this stops today.
Yes, I'm happy. To God be the glory. And I said, glory, hallelujah. Our redemption is near. I am happy that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, but go back to the sender, that the snares you set for anybody of the righteous people, you set them for yourself. And we're seeing that happen in real time. The choice is yours, whether you want to be in heaven or hell. Dr. Kier, I'm out of here. I got some running around to do. I'm going to get these purchase orders out here. I'm going to go live tonight and expound on what happened during that process and some other things I'm going to talk to you about right there. So I'm going to say, I love you to life. Y'all just keep on winning, guys. January is the month.
Contact Chief Mac, Unity in Motion 45 at yahoo.com. If you want to give him a love offering, then you can do so at Alan Judah 47. We about to both get out of here, family. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the time and energy. Thank you also for the gifts that you've given us. We love you so much. I'm going to go into the membership group just to talk briefly about what we discussed yesterday. Just let you all know what's going on and what my coin dealer said. So for all you that want to join, you can just push the join button. Chief Mac probably won't be there. He said he got something to do. We're going to respect his time. But if you want to join the membership group, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. You could just hit the join button and follow the prompts and you'll be in. We talk about currencies, all the currencies that have revalued, what's going on all around the globe, et cetera, and what to invest in. I love you, family. I love you, Chief Mac. We love you. Can you hear us? If you want to join the group, the membership group, I'm going live there. Okay. What you say? I'm on TikTok. I've been on TikTok, but they keep taking me off TikTok. I love you all so much as well. And thank you all for all the Cash App.
Okay.
Okay, Chief. Love you. We'll talk to you later. Bye, family. Go ahead and make this a great day. Happy Sunday. We'll talk soon. Peace.